Ever since I got into photography and just being creative on social media, I have always wanted like an aesthetic Instagram. You know what I mean? Like one of those pages where everything is just super well curated. Like you just look at it and it has just has a vibe. Like I'm still trying to achieve that look. And I'm actually sitting with a friend of mine the other day who's also a photographer, and we're going through our pages and we're looking at like old photos we've taken and new things that we've done and worked on recently. And I glance over and I look at her phone as she's scrolling through her Instagram. And I'm like, how did you do that? She's like, what? And I'm like, how did you get everything to look like it's the same? And she gave me a couple tips that I want to share with you. But before we get into all that, first things first, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you've never seen my face, never seen one of my videos, my name is McKenna. I own a digital media company called Studio SB Creatives. And today, I just want to share some tips that will help you achieve a more aesthetic social media presence. So, without wasting any time, we'll just get right into it. The first tip for achieving a more aesthetic Instagram I have for you today is to shoot the same thing. One of my personal issues with me not yet having like a super aesthetic Instagram is the fact that I shoot so many different subjects. Like I shoot cars, I shoot people, I shoot, architecture. I do it all. I shoot everything. I shoot whatever I want. And that thing is what actually makes it hard for me to achieve this like super unified look across all my pictures. And it's not that it can't be done. It's just that it's way harder to do that. So, as a creative, if you're able to put yourself in a niche where you can constantly be shooting the same subject matter, creating an aesthetic out of that will be so much easier in the long run. Mostly because everything that you shoot will look the same from the start. Like, even no matter how you edit it, like, it'll all just be the same thing, which will give you a massive jump into creating a more aesthetic looking social media page. So, the second tip that I have for you today, which is something that never even crossed my mind personally, is to shoot in the same lighting. Like when I was talking to my friend and she's kind of walking me through how she achieves the same look, she told me that she only shoots at sunset or sunrise. That's it. Those are the only two times that she shoots, which is how she gets this really nice golden glow look, that golden hour look to all her photos. And I'm like, why did that never cross my mind? Like, you see studio photos, and obviously they're all going to be shot around the same white balance with the lights. And you see people who do portraits, and if they do a lot of the same kind of portraits, like senior photos or graduation photos or whatever, usually they're shooting at roughly the same time of day as well. And that's why all their photos look the same, is they're shooting in the same lighting. And I'm like, oh my God, that should have been very obvious, but it wasn't. So, in case it's not obvious for you, I thought I would share that tip as well. And the third tip that I want to share with you kind of shares some qualities with the second tip, but it comes down to your color grading. A lot of what makes a social media page aesthetic is their use of color, whether it be muted tones, earthy tones, bright colors like neon colors, whatever it may be. Most of the time, if you look at an Instagram and it has its aesthetic, it comes down to how the colors are edited, how all, the greens or the blues or the reds or the pinks all look like they're the same hue in every picture. And for me, that's always been the most important thing on my Instagram was my colors. And I still haven't fully cracked the code on how I like my colors to look because sometimes I just want to edit a photo differently. I think that it deserves a different look. And I think that putting my certain color aesthetic on it would essentially ruin the photo. And I mean, if you really care about the aesthetic of your social media pages, you probably won't care about that too much. But if you do, you want to keep it aesthetic, you could edit it one way and post it another way. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But if you want to achieve that aesthetic look, you're going to have to try and get the colors mostly the same in all your photos, regardless of whether you like them or not. So keep that in mind. And then the fourth and final tip that I have for you is after you've shot at the same time of day or the same lighting, you've used the same colors, and you've been shooting similar subject matter in all your photos, the last thing for you to do is actually plan out and curate your page. Every page that you see that has a really nice aesthetic to it has been planned out It has been curated according to what the certain photos look like next to each other. They've taken time and they've made their grid its own art form. And you don't just get that by throwing your photos up at random. Like every single person I know who has an aesthetic looking Instagram has curated everything. And that's not to say that, after you've hit on the three main points, that your photos won't look all good together. Because, I mean, if you are doing those things, all your photos are going to look good when they're all close together. But it's like if you want to take it one step further, take some time and actually plan out your feed and see what the photos look like next to each other and how they interact with the photos before and after and above and below them to, get the most unified look that you can. So with that, that's pretty much going to be it for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want to talk about anything that you saw in this video today, or if you have some tips of your own that you want to share with me, or if you think I missed any tips or, anything important, go ahead and leave me a comment. And lastly, if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, you want to see what crazy adventures I get up to in the future, because there will be some crazy adventures in the future, or if you just want to see more of my face, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next one.